Welcome to ATP Customs. Well, today we're going to talk about paint on the Caliente. This thing is a satin black. We don't know what brand of paint it is, so I don't know if is it satin black, is it hot rod black. Basically, it's kind of flat with a little bit of shine to it. So, we had to repair the hood on this. It had a flaw in it. And then we have to try and match it to the 4-year-old paint, which is not easy at all. It's a very difficult job. And Mr. White looks like he pulled it off. It is in the room, currently setting up and drying right now. So, the dilemma is that the hood was in a gray primer, and Mr. White did a spray out on this piece of tin. So that is 1 coat, the flat one. Middle is 2 coats. That is 3 coats. It just keeps getting shinier every time you put paint on. To cover the gray primer on the hood, we have to put more than 1 coat on, which is our desired effect. So what we ended up doing was painting the hood completely and then letting it dry and set up, and then over reducing the paint so that it dries quicker, and doing another coat on top of that after it was dry so that it'll dry really quickly and really flat. And it looks like it worked. Take you in our little paint room here. We're just painting little parts. So that is the underside of the hood. That is the normal paint with more than 1 coat on it. You can see it's a little shiny. This is the over reduced side. Clearly, it is much flatter. It's a very big difference. So it's just almost done setting up, and tomorrow we can bolt the hood on and see how he did. I have seen him before. He's got a few tricks where he can polish the fender next to it. He can gently polish it and actually blend it out. I don't recommend trying it unless you're as experienced as Mr. White is when it comes to that kind of stuff, because he is an awesome painter and he's really good at polishing too. That is his specialty. So, what a difference, hey? So that took us longer than planned, kind of threw our schedule off this week. I should have had the C10 in here by now, and Christmas is right around the corner. So we're hoping that tomorrow this thing is 100% ready to go in the trailer and be out of the shop so that we can go get a C10. And then that's a really cool feature. So I'm excited to bring that one in. That's why I'm kind of pushing a little harder this week so we can get all these projects out of our way. And I'm on to fun and exciting things too. In my spare time, I got this old Kemper snowboard that I found in the 65 Suburban that someone just kind of horribly painted black. And I have this Willys grill from the stainless steel Willys. So I'm going to sand these down and teach myself how to airbrush. So that thing is going to actually this is going to be a whole wall mount stereo system. We are going to put speakers and lighting in here, probably put an ATP logo behind there. My friend Bob, who's got the big monster Land Cruiser with the 632, has a bunch of old tires kicking around. So he's got a tire I can cut up so we can actually mount tires on the wall underneath it for a really cool wall mount display. I also have a really old home stereo, not old, but an old stereo system that I don't use for a home stereo, but it's really high end. I think it's Polk Audio. So we can cut up all the speakers and use all of that for this little project. And I've already designed a full airbrush pattern on this snowboard. Whether I can pull it off or not, I don't know. That is definitely out of my league, but I do have a $400 airbrush that I've never tried. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to sand these down and do some airbrushing over the holidays and in the new year, just for fun. And the reason I'm doing that is because the Willys grill is going to go with the hot rod satin black as well. I want to teach myself how to do flames on it as well, and basically warming up so that when we paint this thing, we're familiar with the particular brand of hot rod black paint we're using. By the time we get to this, Mr. White will really be warmed up on using that particular paint. I believe we're going to go with 2 coats because it gives it the right amount of shine that I want on this thing. And we have motor mounts. We'll be here tomorrow for it. So that's exciting. We can finally put the motor in this thing, get the front end on it, and Mr. White can paint it. So that's what we're doing. We're painting everything hot rod black this week, just to use it up, get all these little projects out of the way, and bring the little C10 in. I think we can stick this in the race trailer tomorrow and bring the C10 home, maybe before Christmas. Because as usual, we're always behind schedule. Seems to be the way things are going. But that's it. That's your paint tips for today. So thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe.